Assalamu alaikum, this is recording number 2. This is an important message for the whole of humanity. Whoever seeks to hear, whomever is seeking the guidance and the understanding of the guided one. So hear me out. I don't know to what extent you'll believe, but at least hear me out. I was trying to record this before, and the network kept going in and out, in and out, in and out constantly. It's almost as if they don't want me to go ahead and relay this information over, but I'm going to do it for as long as I have breath and I have my soul within me. And I just want you to bear with me. That's all. I want you to understand. I know you're not going to believe it at first, but for those whom have logic and understanding, will understand it. And evidently, you will. Inshallah, you will. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to guide you in that manner. Anyhow, a couple of months back, I saw a holographic vision, which started in 2015 of these series of holographic visions, where I'm able to see something before my eyes in the manner of what I would describe as what appears to look like it's holographic. And a couple of months back, I had seen the number 70,000. And after seeing the number 70,000, I was inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yes, I said it. Inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to understand what that 70,000 meant. I was explained, in whichever manner it was, and through the inspiration, that this will be the army of the Mahdi. This 70,000. But what is this 70,000? This 70,000 are the words in the Quran. Are the words in the Quran. This will be Imam Mahdi's army. The words in the Quran. And I went on to ask Allah after that. And I said, how so? As in, I wasn't understanding clearly because I needed him to explain it to me. Because he's the only one that can. And he's the only one that thought to share this or show this to me. And in such, I went on to do my research to find out, okay, first things first, let's go ahead and do what I need to do, which is to find out how many words are in the Quran. And to my astounding belief, there were approximately, depending on how you count it, approximately anywhere from 70 to 72,000, roundabout, anywhere from there, around there, words in the Quran. Again, depending on how you count it. But the figure was around 70-something thousand. And I was astounded and I was stumped. And I went on to further want to understand what could be, how does this army work? So at that time, within my own understandings at that point, I understood that these words would be able to defeat those whom are the followers of the Dajjal, or the system of the Dajjal that's been placed, or the army of the Dajjal, and their mannerism and how they behave. What is that supposed to mean? Okay, well, if you have injustice on the earth, how are you gonna judge on who is unjust? How are they being unjust? When do you need to be merciful? When do you need to speak up? How does life go on if things proceed to an eminent point? Everything that you need to know was explained fully in detail in the Quran. The word was mubin, clear, clarity. Multiple times again, you will see it. It is explained in the Quran fully in detail. It is just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whom already said beforehand that majority of all of you have forsaken the Quran. And in it is how the guided one and those whom support the guidance will defeat the Ad-Dajjal, or the system of the Dajjal that is in place. It is through this Quran. And now I will show to you why I didn't go ahead and speak out that time. Why I never want to discuss this with absolutely anyone. I don't think I had discussed this with, except for one other person. Of course, I wouldn't remember that either because I'm only a human and I have a tendency to forget too. But I couldn't forget this one. I couldn't forget this vision because, again, I was reminded today. And this is how it happened. So today, many months later, I had supporting evidence from the Quran itself to testify for the vision that I had received and the inspiration and the clarity that I had received. Upon sharing a Quran, I was trying to make a video on how to read the Quran, or the app that I was giving. And upon that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me. Instead of going to chapter 1 of the Quran, ayah 1, I ended up at surah number 2, on ayah number 2, on the exact word of, give me a second, kitabun. Okay. Meaning the book. What book? Which one? The Quran. And upon opening this, of course, this had to happen right now. This is so much. Think about it. I'm making broadcasts. It doesn't go through. I'm trying to open up the app with the word, and look, it won't open. It won't open. Let's see if I can open it from there. And unbelievable. It's not even here. It's not even here. This is unbelievable. I can't even show you my images, but it's not here. Wow. Okay. Anyways, I'm still going to continue, and I still want you, or any scholar in the planet, it's not a challenge. It is if you are truthful. Any of you in this planet, any orator in this planet, any imam in this planet, this is for all of you out there that are supposed leaders in the community, and some are, okay, they're respectful. They're trying. Okay, I'm going to say all of them. Or, but besides the point, the word kitabun, it meant a several series of words. One of them obviously was book. One of them was bookseller. There were several things which were able to describe the book as it is, and also the one who brought the book, and in the way that it was, transcended. But then there was something which was completely out of place, a few words that were completely out of place. And guess what they were? Army, troop, military force. So amongst those are some of the words that you will find when you use that word kitabun from those root letters, and you can utilize this root word or root letters in place of somewhere else where that very root word or root letter actually means army or military. Now, but you're going to be like, these are totally two opposite things, though. One is talking about a book, one is talking about a military. How are you going to connect the two? I'll go on and I'll explain it to you in another supporting evidence. Here it is. Many months, even, I don't even know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I lost track. I came across the video. And it actually defended and supported one of the dreams that I had on how to read this Quran. So I'll talk about the dream that I had first, which is you have to read the Quran in Arabic. These translations are not doing justice. They were great. They're amazing. Bless you, Yusuf Ali. Peace be upon you for all your effort. But you have to go back to the Arabic. That was one of the dreams that I had. And the reason why being so is because that is where you're going to get the explanation of the word of Allah in the manner that He had sent it down in, to explain to you in the manner you should be able to understand it. Now, what on earth do I mean by that? Okay, so many months back, whenever this video came out, when I was studying, I came across how they recently had found out, well, that time recent, that they had recently found out, to connect to another dream that I had, which was you need to take the words that are in that root word with, in those root letters, and you need to take all of the words that are there and you need to connect them. And I'm not going to say 100% because I myself have gone across many of those root letters, root words, ayahs, and I can say personally probably 70-80%, more or less, a little bit more. I've actually been able to completely connect completely opposite words that have nothing, you would think that I have nothing to do with it, but they're an actual description of that word too, even though they're polar opposites, because they would describe to you almost like if it was a shape, like could be a shape of something, and then it could be like the color of something, for an example, or what it's meant to be. So it's almost like answering who, what, where, when, why, or how, or the description of it. And they're all different, but they actually connect to that word and that ayah. So far, a lot of those words are connected, describing that very word. Okay, now, again, going back to that video. So I saw a video where scientists have recently come across a word that was, I believe it was teeth marks, in the Arabic word describing I believe it was embryo. So they didn't know what on earth the teeth marks had to do with it at all. But I guess somebody must have went ahead and examined that, root word, ayah, what's it called, word, and actually seemed to find that when they furthered their studies and they furthered their microscopic research and all that stuff that they do, and they found teeth-like marks on embryos in the very beginning of the formation stage. So, completely irrelevant to the other words that was found in that word describing the formation of the embryo. So that's one supporting evidence of such. Okay, in another example, right? So now, this Quran and its magnificent knows no bounds. And now I'll give you something else. Okay. I will give you something else attached with this as well. Just something else for you to think about. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us a story about Prophet Sulaiman al-Islam and how he asked for the throne of Sheba to be brought before him, or whoever could bring it first. And then, if I can remember, but this one you can go back and validate, the stronghold or strong amongst the jinn said, I can bring her throne before you even get up out of your throne. Something of that sort, right? But then the next one, I believe the word describing it was ins for insan. But again, this one you need to go ahead and check back. But I want to tell you the accurate point of what was in that story, in those ayats, to make you understand how amazing this is. So the strong amongst the jinn, and remember, jinn are, they have the abilities in terms of to move quicker because they don't have our matter or, our composition of our body. Okay, so they're able to move quicker. That's a given, right? But now, what was able to move quicker than a jinn? Even if it was a human. And that too within a blink of an eye. So here's the part you need to pay attention to. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lets us know that, and the blink with the ilm of the Quran was able to bring it before the blink of an eye. Oh, wait. The ilm of the Quran. With the ilm of the Quran. What does that mean? Okay, here we go. It means, let's go back to who are those that are able to receive the understanding of this Quran. Those who have logic and understanding. But what is the main criteria when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that none can touch this except for those who are pure? Now I'm not going to get into the physical part. Now I'm going to get to the spiritual part, the nafsin part. If you are not pure from your nafs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not give you the understanding of this Quran, this miracle, this kalam of Allah. Because with this very Quran, this is also the key to getting everything. And also the key to your Jannah. Because this key to Jannah, or this Quran, will tell you everything you need to know. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala oft repeatedly says in the Quran. That this book is clear. This book is explained in detail, full detail, not just detail, explained in full detail. This book, multiple times throughout. And yet you want to question that. You want to question Allah's word when He's telling you this book is clear. I was inspired to also tell you something else too. If you think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not tell you what is the meaning of salah, where to take the salah from, okay, all these multiple questions that you have that you think that are so important, which are, and even the understanding of the importance of salah. How important is it really? Is it just you call yourself a Muslim and you do it once in a while? No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you verily in chapter 2, in the very first couple of ayats again, He tells you, and who are the believers? The believers are those who always pray. Always. Not just, you call yourself a Muslim and that's it, Like Fir'aun took his shahada, before he died and he said, I believe, but it was too late. No. Your life, before your appointed time, before you know you're dying, needs to be led in that manner. oft repeatedly turned to oft repeatedly turning to the oft repeated forgiving forgiver, Ghafur Rahim. So, what was I told to tell you now? That the hmm. Damn, I lost my train of thoughts. What were you? The importance of Salah, the Quran, the clarity, the guidance that's in it for everything. Oh, it was about this. Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leave out to explain to you the most important things that you need to get to Jannah? What do you think is much more important? The explanation to you regarding, the formation of the heavens and the earth? The Big Bang, or whatever you want to describe it as? Do you think that's more important? Or trying to make you understand what Salah is, where you can take it from, the understanding of the importance of Salah? I mean, I used to get trillions of questions and I used to answer them infinite times with the ayahs of the Quran. And here it is, because it really hit me when I was inspired. This thought: would you think your Lord, Ilah, Allah, will give you a book for the whole of humanity without telling you the most important thing or things that you need to get to Jannah? Tell me that. What is more important to you? What is more logical? The formation of the universe? The formation of anything else? Or what you need to get yourself out of Jahannam? In regards to Salah? In regards to the way? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the sunnati of Allah is never changed. It's in the previous scriptures too. Fall to your face and weep to your Lord. Repent to your Lord. That's what's always been done. And that's what we do. So furthering this, the story that we were talking about in terms of Sulaiman al-Islam and the throne of Sheba and the one with the ilm, how is it possible? Physically, not possible, right? For something to be quicker than a jinn, unless there's a creation that we don't know about and it's quicker than the jinn, possibly so. But sticking to jinn and insan, the one with the ilm of the Quran. So now you have to have purity in order for you to understand the Quran and to have that ilm and wisdom, right? So who receives it? Only those who are pure. So what about them? They are chosen to be guided by Allah. And it is He, Allah, whom guides whom He wills. So if you're guided and you're receiving the ilm in the Quran, you're pretty much understanding how everything that Allah wants you to understand in the Quran, in His guidance, in His Quran, how it works, how the dunya works, how life works, how everything you need to know works. So evidently, if you follow this book, and if you do everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that's in this book, the very book that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given to deliver to you, who spent his whole entire life for this book to tell you to read. What happens when you go to Jannah? What do they say about Jannah? You get everything or anything or whatever you want the most, or whichever one you want to say to describe it, within a blink of an eye. So is that possible here? Verily indeed. A portion of that is verily possible for you in this dunya as well. Not to the extent of Jannah, but to the extent of that which is going to help you to get to Jannah. It's almost like my throat is on fire. Ya Allah rahim. Oh, the struggles of getting these things out to you folks. And in every which way manner that they're blocking me off from telling you the word of Allah. Allahu Akbar. So, I am a living testimony, such as this, that this book is the miracle of Allah. This is your everything. This is your everything. This is your guidance. This is your justice. There are 99 names for the Quran too. So if you ever look at it and you seek it, you'll see all the things that this Quran is to you. But more than that, if you read it and you go into it and you're looking and seeking for guidance and you're looking for help, this is it. If you're looking for something, this is it. If you're looking for Jannah, this is it. If you're looking for peace in your answers and your protection and you being saved, this is it. This book is the miracle. This is Imam Mahdi's army. This is the guided one's army. And I verily speak unto you the truth when I tell you such. So help me Allah in delivering the truth. And may Allah guide you to the truth. So with peace and blessings, I end this broadcast.